This is Brian Teyssier, and you are on your road to closed quick hacks. I've been asked a lot through my whole career. Things have changed over time. That is pros and cons of owning or putting a pool in your home in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So pre-COVID, it was viewed, so it's kind of hit or miss. I mean, it's not a general blanket statement for every single buyer. I'm going to reference the majority of the buyers. Pre-COVID, it would be considered a negative. Why is that? Well, I mean, Pittsburgh is clearly a seasonal market. Our seasons have changed since I've lived there my whole life. Since I was a kid, it would get cold in September, like cold, and it'd be cold in October, cold in November, bone chilling in December, bone chilling February, bone chilling March, and April we'd come out of it. That was 30 years ago maybe. So it's changed. I noticed in the last, I'd say 5 years, it's staying warmer into, October, November. And it's bone chilling part of December, just about all of January. January it's usually a wash. You hibernate all year long. February is pretty damn cold as well. 3/4 of March is pretty cold as well. And then April, it starts coming out of it. So again, to recap, those months that I'm going to call non-pool weather, really cold weather, would be September. Some people with a heated pool in Pittsburgh might be able to get some of September. October, unlikely. November, highly unlikely. December, no way. January, absolutely not. February, no chance. March, even if you had one 80-degree day or 70-degree day, which I think we get every year, 60-degree day, you couldn't open it fast enough. So no March. April would be cold. It would be equal to September, which was over here. And then May, it starts to warm up. I've had Mays where it was rainy and freezing. And then I've had Mays that were sunny and smoking hot. I mean, like sunburn weather because you're coming out of the winter. June, July, August, faux show. So let's look at the months again. June, July, and August are really the only prime months for a pool. So that would mean that a pool would be less of value to a buyer, maybe even considered a negative. Now, there's different types of pools. There's the above ground pool, which, listen, when I was growing up, we had an above ground pool. And then it ran its course after about 15 years, whenever I was probably 15, 16 years old. And we decided to get rid of it. So I basically stripped the decking off. We had a separate deck. As a kid, just having fun, stripped the deck off, and I almost took the pool down myself. So an above ground pool would be more desirable to a buyer that doesn't want the pool, because you can just have it taken down. I mean, it might cost you a couple $100. I've even seen sometimes where homeowners will advertise on different venues that they have an above ground pool. They're selling dirt cheap, but you have to come and take it down and haul it away. And then you have the in-ground pool, which if you're a pool person, you're a buyer, super advantageous. But if you're not a pool person and you're a buyer looking at a home pre-COVID, and now that we're coming out of COVID, we'll see how that works. It was a deal killer. So it was an absolute deal killer. I mean, buyers didn't want to mess around with having to fill in the pool. And what do you do? Fill in the pool, dig it out, and who wants to deal with that? So pre-COVID, pools were very spotty, more negative because you use them less months of the year because of the season. And that's true with other things. I'm going to go off a little bit of a curveball here. Motorcycles, dirt bikes, boats, anything that's warm weather related. In Pittsburgh, you have 3 solid months for sure, 5 sketchy months. So a month before the solid months and a month after the solid months, you could get some play there as well, a little sketchy with a pool. So pros and cons now, okay? So let's in current times, 2023, coming out of COVID, as I mentioned, we're gonna have to see how that changes, because the real estate pundits had predicted everybody's lifestyle was changing when COVID hit. And it did. People moved out, people downsized, people got bigger houses with compound, with pool, basketball hoops and all that. And now that we're kind of coming out of it, we're waiting to see, is that going to change where people don't want the hassle of maintaining a pool? That's definitely a con. And if you grew up with a pool, you're used to checking the levels and putting the chlorine in and filling it up, it's probably no big deal to you. But if you've never done it or you're a hands-off type of person, you have to pay somebody to do it. That's an additional bill. Do you really want that? Now, if you get a heated pool, which is usually gas heat, you could probably get an electric heated as well. I'm not a pool expert, full disclaimer. I know for a fact gas pools will run your bill up really high, but geez, they're kind of worth it. I mean, in the spring and the fall months is when you use them the most, because usually the pool will stay warm. You can put a solar cover on them whenever you're done at night, and it'll keep the heat in overnight. So when it comes down to a pool, it really all depends on the person. The general consensus pre-COVID was no, not a good thing. During COVID, it's a massive chunk of gold. Everybody wanted a pool. Matter of fact, they were backed up years with installing pools. And I think they may have caught up now as the demand has subsided. So listen, as always, when I do these videos, I would like to hear what you think. That's just what I'm seeing in my real estate career. What is your take? Do you like a pool? Comment below, reply to the email. Let me know. Do you hate a pool? What is your thoughts on a pool?